All right, let me show you a little aspect here of the accents in 1 Kings 18. We're going to be looking particularly here at verse 29, and even more specifically at this last little phrase here, um, or last several phrases. But I wanted to show you this is a place where the accents in the Hebrew text actually can help us a little bit with a nuance of the text. And so let's start in verse 29. And it came about, I would translate this at the passing, or uh, it came about at the passing of the noontime, or we could say at the time of midday. Um, that they, here's our third masculine plural, of Navah, that they prophesied until the going up, or until the offering. There's to be a noun there, or no, that is an infinitive construct. So at the going up of the oblation, or at the offering of the oblation, the drink offering, mincha here. And then we get the athnach. So this is in the Hebrew text where I would stop. Okay, I would logically kind of feel a little bit of a pause here. And then we move on to the next phrase. And there was no voice, and there was no answer, and there was no attentiveness. Okay, yeah, attention, thinking, reckoning, that kind of idea. So this compounding negation here is what I want you to see all together. This is similar, not identical, to like the holy, holy, holy of Isaiah 6, that compounding escalation of the holiness of God. We get it similarly here with this compounding negation. There is no voice, there was no voice, and there was no answer, and there was no attentiveness. And the idea that we get here is that there is absolutely no one in the universe, in the cosmos, in the created order who were answering the prophets of Baal because they were calling upon a false god. And so that's a neat little nuance that we get by following the accents. Alternatively, look what the ESV does with it here. And as midday passed, they raved on until the time of the offering of the oblation, but there was no voice. So they link this Va'ain Kol with Hamincha, and they cross these phrases over the Athnach. Now, we get the same idea, okay? This is not a major problem. This isn't an interpretive mess up or anything of that nature. It's not a grammatical mess up. We still get the same idea, but what we miss is that nuance of the compounding escalation of these negation phrases. You still get it a little bit, right? There was no voice. In fact, there was no voice in the sense that no one answered and no one paid attention. So it's not a major one, but again, that nuance, in my opinion, back in the original text is fairly significant. There was no voice, and there was no answer, and there was no attentiveness, and you just feel that driving, compounding escalation there. That as you're reading through it, you could imagine a young Jewish boy kind of going, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" Nobody answered. But maybe I'm just odd in that way. Look over here. This is the Targums. These are the Aramaic. This is the English of the Aramaic. And I want to show you what they do, what this translator has done with it in the Aramaic. They did here until the time of the Mincha came. So they kind of, that's a specific offering that they offered up, so they called it by its name rather than translating it. And they still link here these two phrases, but they don't break the voice and the answering and the listening, or the attentiveness. Those in the Jewish mind of the Targums are all linked together, as they should be, but the break in the sentence comes after the mincha with this comma designated here. Okay, I'm just curious. I want to see what the NASB does with this, if I can find it. Perhaps I don't have it downloaded here. Well, let's just see what the NRSV does with this. 29. Yeah, look at that. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. And they midday passed. They raved on until the time of the offering of the oblation, comma, athnach, if you want to think of it that way. There was no voice, no answer, and no attentiveness, no response. That's very good. Let's see what the good old KJV does with this one. Verse 29, prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice. When midday passed, so they've got this temporal clause here that then results in this, that there was neither voice nor answer nor any regard, but they still get this comma athnach, and then load all of these phrases together. So for me, I like the KJV, NRSV a little bit better in this one. Again, does not discount the ESV. We get the idea. But that nuance based on the accents and the grammar structure of the Hebrew leads me more toward the KJV here. So hope that was helpful for you to just show you a place where the accents are helpful and do provide an interpretive nuance that is, I think, significant in this case. So let me know if you have any questions. Hope this is helpful. Have a good